hello, and welcome to None Other Than Nigel. Buckle up and get ready. For a fun-filled podcast dedicated to informative and knowledgeable topics and conversations relevant to music, TV, movies, and books. With your host, none other than Nigel. Listen and learn from industry professionals, entrepreneurs, and multi-award-winning special guests as we delve deep into in-depth discussions, ranging from topics relevant to the wonderful world of entertainment, living life on life's terms, and simply having fun.
How it is, brother?
How you doing? Groovy.
Man, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, brother. Brother. It's brother. Man, I tell you. Yeah.
Tell me.
Oh, man.
Well, first, let me just introduce you. This is Ron Anthony, excuse me. This is Ron Anthony, vocal extraordinaire, support singer to the stars, session singer, lead singer, producer, songwriter, actor,
comedian, father, yeah,
and
dog breeder, a chef, you know.
Everything.
Everything we try to be, everything I chose to be, I you know, yeah, all that. You know.
Within reason, yeah.
Right.
Well, it's an honor to have you on the show. This is none other than Nigel.
Thank you.
And thanks to modern technology and the internet and social media and Facebook, and of course,
I got my girl on my chest there, Aaliyah.
Aaliyah, yeah, she's
right.
She is missed.
I miss her.
Yeah, me too.
I would have loved to write for her and do a duet with her. That's, you know, a young sister that blossomed, and you know, when your light burns twice as bright, it only burns half as long. That's the only sauce I could take from that. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
what she left is still shining. So,
shining bright.
God bless her and her family. Yeah.
Over here
with one of my dogs. Come on up here.
This one of the dogs.
My son's coming up with one of my doggies. Look at that. That's the Mac. Hey, Mac.
Hey,
that's one of my babies. That's the daddy dog. That's my son Christian there.
How you doing, Christian?
And Big Mac, yeah, Mr. Mac. That's my boy. He finished. You did all your poopies. Don't do nothing in the house. Now get in the house. Get out of here. I'm doing business.
I know that's right.
He's like, I will be with you.
He said, I'm not going nowhere.
Just don't do nothing I can step in.
Okay. I know that's right.
Man. Yeah, man. I'll be up there with you in a minute, man. He didn't want to leave. I'll be up there with you in a minute.
He didn't want to leave. Well, what I was saying was that we had, thanks to modern technology and everything, you know, and of course me digging in the vaults, my old tapes, I was able to link up to you, because I'd seen you on stage with Paulette McWilliams, decades ago. And
that was in
Joe's Pub.
Was that 2000 even? Or was it 1999?
That had to have been in the 2000s.
2000, okay, like 2000.
And it was at Joe's Pub. It was the release of the project that she did, her and Item, and you all were jamming. so then I connected to you. I'm just trying to let them know how we connected. And your story's powerful, so I wanted you to share some of that with us.
Exactly.
Hear from your mouth other than my mouth. So tell us about, I guess, where it all started, if you can go back in time.
With me or with me and Paulette?
With you.
Oh,
singing,
wow.
Singing.
Ooh,
yeah.
Me.
It's that kind of show.
Oh, we going. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna pick your brain. So,
man. Okay. So
if you want to get
Ron Anthony.
Go ahead.
Ron Anthony is Ronnie Anthony McLeod Jr. My dad worked for Atlantic Records. WEA was a conglomerate of Warner, Elektra, and Atlantic. So I grew up backstage in the music industry. My godmother is Millie Jackson. And it's funny because I just realized and found out through some family lineage that she's not only my godmother, she's like a cousin too. Sister Sledge, We Are Family, those are my cousins.
Wow.
And countless others that have worked with greats like Jackie Wilson. My great uncle Napoleon was, a musician in his band. I don't know if he was a musical director. My dad, likes to, he likes to fancy up a story, as I say. I don't want to say he lied. Oh, Uncle Napoleon, he used to play with Jackie Wilson, and this one played with that. So we have a musical thing in our family. So I grew up backstage at the Apollo and at the Felt Forum, Madison Square Garden, Leviticus, and these clubs in the city where a little boy wasn't supposed to be, but dad was there so I could go. And I fell in love with music and performing music. Let me move out of the sun so y'all won't get a glare. Although my dad wanted me to be a music attorney, the love of the music. When I saw P-Funk at Madison Square Garden, the mothership has landed. And I saw that spaceship come up from the top of Madison Square Garden and land on the stage. And I heard the bang, bro, I don't want to practice law. I won't be on the stage. So, can you imagine a little kid seeing that? It's like, dude, I don't want to be in the office. I want to be on the stage.
Yeah.
I grew up also, one of my uncles, he was a play uncle, but his name was Henry Neal. He used to work at Sigma Sounds, he's Philly International. Mm-hmm. So I was at the studio at Sigma Sounds when a lot of those hits that everybody's dancing to, me, Gerald, and Shawn was dancing in the next room playing and tearing up stuff while the OJs was cutting a lot of those songs. I'm aging myself, but it doesn't matter because real music and real artists are who they are. So the grade don't mean nothing because if you put me on the stage with somebody half my age, they better be ready. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
So, in this industry, they like to put a number on you. Oh, you too old to you. But when they hear the track, they be like, yo, that's hot. Who's that? Oh, that's the one you just called. Oh, stop that. Okay?
Yeah.
Music is music. A hit record is a hit record. And let's get past the age brackets and all that nonsense because that's just another way of the executives being able to capitalize on young folk that don't know the business. Okay? So the age, and they couldn't do that when I was a young folk in the business. That's why people like this. I ain't never heard of Ron Anthony. You could have if I would have signed some of them contracts, but I didn't because I knew better. Because like the story I'm telling you, I grew up in the industry. I knew what not to sign, what not to say yes to, what not to be fooled into, what advances not to take, and all the things that you're not supposed to do as an artist. That you hear all of these artists today, either they're dead because of that, or they're really, really, really bitter because they signed something that they didn't understand. I understood from the beginning because I was on the inside of it. So just listen to the music and enjoy it and understand that the music is a business, not just the music. So
that's true. That's so true. Yeah. Wow. So are we going to be writing a book soon?
Oh my goodness.
I mean,
well, people don't read anymore. They want the book read to them.
They do read. It's a whole. You don't even know the magnitude.
Well, I I will do both. I will do one that's a kinder type thing.
There you go. Yeah.
I will do a documentary. So all you have
there
to do
you go.
is get a bag of popcorn
For
and
the
watch.
for the people that's visual. Yes.
Yeah. Because we're both audible, visual, and learners.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put it on every format just so you can understand what's going on. Like Marvin Gaye said, what's going on?
Yeah, it's
a whole lot more to what's going on than you think you know.
I mean, it's like and what I saw growing up, it was like likened to Game of Thrones. It was like it was like a mission to just seek and destroy all the legends and replace them with these newbies that don't know nothing.
Well,
and
they'll seek and destroy all the legends after they've exhausted the resource of their capacity.
But what I was saying was so they can take control, because see, they had these powerhouses, individuals who literally had power. Right. They controlled. When they went in there and sat in the meeting, this is how it's going to be.
Right.
And the company, it seems they wanted to have control, so now they have control because,
Well, the crazy part about it,
and when I say control, I mean like it's crazy to me. But
the crazy part about the whole thing is that they've never really had control, because we are the vessel from which the intellectual property that they're so franchising themselves on comes from, and because they can dangle a financial carrot. Like if you offer someone that's never seen $150,000 in their life a situation where they can actually see $150,000, them knowing that it's going to make $150 million, and they can now own your intellectual property, your name, your image. That's why Prince wrote. A lot of people don't understand why he did that. Like he wasn't being creative when he created that symbol. Mm-hmm. When he signed that contract, he wasn't aware, or maybe he was aware. I don't know. I don't want to say anything bad. I love Prince. That's my buddy. The fact that he didn't have control over his name and his image, and when he wanted to do something different than they intended, they said, well, you can't do that because we own your name. We own the name Prince. You can't. So he had to, in order for him to continue to be, oh, thank you, brother. It's my neighbor. They always bring me food. Look at that. This is a blessing. In order for them to continue to franchise, thank you, brother, on what they were doing musically with him, he had to not do anything outside of the parameters that they set. Right. Prince is the artist that he is. You're not going to dictate to him what the parameters of who an artist is, because an artist with parameters is no longer an artist. That's good. Yeah. He's a slave for hire. There you go. He was a slave on the plantation. So once he got free of that, he was able to erase that, and he got his royalties back, his image back, the control of his intellectual property back. And not long after that, he died. That's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah, it seemed like whatever. Yeah, we believe. Yeah, and Michael. I think Michael had got his back too, or did he? He went in the same type of situation. I don't think it was different, but it was kind of similar. Michael was smart enough to own certain things and certain aspects, but when it came to the battle of what was really important financially, and once he get in control of that, we see the same kind of scenario where something mysterious happens. And the first one, do you know who the first one that happened to, and everybody could explain it, and they explained it in a different way and saying somebody killed him, was Sam Cooke. I was about to say this, Sam Cooke, because he had his own. Ray Charles wasn't the first one to go into the place and say, I want ownership of my master. Can you match that? It was Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke had his own label. And that was wonderful because he had Ahmed Ortegan, who was say again? I think Sam Cooke had his own label, his own publishing company. Mm-hmm. And that was unheard of way back. Label, but there was some debauchery in that. And when he discovered that with the partner that he was doing business with, He realized there was more to it on the other guy's advantage than his.
So
something happens. I just tell everybody, investigate.
Yeah.
And just see if your antennas go up like mine did. But Ray Charles, because he was with people like Ahmet Ertegun and the other brother from Atlantic, they weren't about that business. They really loved him and they wanted him to shine as an artist. And Atlantic was really about, developing and nurturing artists to the best of their potential.
Right.
That's why Ahmet wasn't mad when he said, "You made a great deal. I can't match it. I'm proud of you." There's a lot of truth in some of these movies. A lot of them are lies, but that part right there, that was true. Good. So, he went on to do what he did, and thank God he had the heroin addiction. A lot of us have addictions. He was able to overcome that and be the legend that he is.
Yeah.
And I know in his heart he wished and he hoped, and it came to fruition, that he inspired other artists to do the same thing. And now we see other artists doing the same thing. So God bless you, Ray. I love you, man.
Yeah. Gifted, talented, and truly missed.
Absolutely.
Ray Charles. And
snacking while y'all talking. Go ahead.
What was his? And Jamie Foxx nailed it, and it's on my list to rewatch. So it'll be.
Jamie a bad boy.
I'll be watching it soon.
Jamie a bad boy. I'm telling you what. Jamie could play a woman and pull it off. Jamie a bad boy.
Yeah, he's done that.
I'm not saying do that, Jamie, because they got this thing with putting brothers in suit in these dresses, and that's all I'm saying. But Jamie a bad boy.
Yeah. He nailed that.
And can sing and produce too.
Yeah.
I want to hear something more than alcohol, because he's got more than that in him. So
yeah.
Let's do an album together, me and you, Jamie.
Okay.
We put the Luther and the Young thing together, because you're younger than me, but you ain't that much younger than me, though.
Okay.
That's for man. I don't do that. I just let it shine. But let's do one together, and
Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk about Luther.
Okay.
Your first time meeting him.
I met Luther Vandross. Well, it's funny. Back when I was a little boy, Luther was doing jingles. He still was doing his Change thing. You remember Change?
Yep.
Full of Love and all that.
Stop. Yep.
All that. I mean, just, he had a jingle one time. Nothing like a roller coaster ride. Nothing like the feeling you get inside. And there's nothing like the flavor of juicy fruit gum. Now, a good friend of mine, my dad, was doing jingles, and he was writing songs. A guy named Kenny Williams. Mm-hmm. A lot of people should know Kenny Williams, because if you know Donny Hathaway, you know that song, Love, Love, Love. What it takes to get to them. He produced that. He produced a lot of stuff. A couple of songs that Alicia Keys went on to sample that he made a lot of money on. But
wow,
Kenny Williams was one of my. I call them all my uncles. So Dad brings home this reel one day of this young cat. He said, "I really like his voice," and it must have been about 9 or 10. And he plays it on the 8-track or whatever that was. We had the little reel in the house. And I was like, "Yo, who is that?" He was like, "That's this big guy named Luther Vandross." I said, "Luther Vandross?" I said, "Yeah, I like that." They said, "Yeah, they getting ready to incorporate this into a commercial on TV." I'm like, "Wow, he should do records." I like his voice. So that was my initial introduction to him. Years later, of course, he goes and does the Change thing and Glow of Love, and Never Too Much was the one that brought him out. I'm trying to remember the brother's name. That Larkin Arnold was the one that kind of cultivated all that. So fast forwarding now to when I met Luther, I was doing a show called Mama I Want to Sing.
Okay.
And
where, in New York or?
In New York.
Okay.
But I started out doing it. Mama I Want to Sing had 3 parts: Mama 1, Mama 2, Mama 3. Mama 3 was called Born to Sing. So I traveled all around the world with Mama I Want to Sing. And
Shaka did the London cast.
Yeah, I wanted, and all of us wanted to be in the London cast, but guess what the rule in London is?
You have to stay there?
In London, no, if you're in London, you have to hire a London cast. Yeah, none of us that been doing the work all the years was allowed to be in the ensemble because they had to hire a cast from the UK. That was one of the prerequisites. I don't want to say that's the rule, but that's what happened.
And see, at the time, she was living over there.
Right.
So maybe that, well, plus she was who she was, I guess. I don't know.
And I wanted to be on the stage with Shaka.
Yeah, she nailed. Did you see the clip? I'll include it on the show. Okay. This is a clip with her singing "Faith." Oh, Faith.
She was playing Sister Carrie. That was the name. That was the role that she played.
Amazing.
Now she did a great job. There was another sister that I Kelly Evans. If I could find Kelly Evans, maybe you could help me because you were good. You talk, now Shaka's amazing, but there's a lot of talent
that powerhouse choir that was behind her was amazing too.
What behind Shaka?
Yeah, on that clip that I saw.
Oh, well, they were good, but that was the American choir.
Okay, see, I missed that.
Hey, what's up? You left the babies home. That they learned it and did it behind her, and it was amazing because by amazing producers. Okay. But imagine if you had the same ensemble that's been doing it for 5-6 years.
Oh, it would have been.
It would have blew your head off. That's why Mama I Want to Sing is the longest running off-Broadway black musical in the history. Period.
It is so amazing.
Big up to Vi. I love you. Took me around the world, sister. I love you. I've known Vi since I was a little boy when she was at WWRL. She didn't realize that when she hired me. One day we went to lunch and I was like, you don't even know who you sitting with. She was like, I know you, Ron. Okay, Ron Anthony. Who did? And I started talking about Ron Mosley and Ron McLeod. And she was like, wait, how you know those names? I said, because Ron Mosley was like my goddad. And these are people in the industry. Like when people who watch this and understand what I'm saying, I'm not name dropping. I'm just telling you my legacy.
Okay.
They be like, you go that far back. Oh, when we sat there, it was a total different thing after that. Not that I got any preferential treatment, but at least she knew that this was a baby that she nurtured from that wee to the man that she saw at the time.
Wow.
So going back to Mama I Want to Sing Part 3 rather. Luther decides to bring his mom on Mother's Day to a show. It was called Born to Sing. Lisa Fisher was in the show, which thank God for Lisa because that was why Luther, that was the draw. And we got up on stage and I was looking on my show, seeing my neighbors still there. They like to watch everything I do. But it's nice. They're fans. We did a scene. I don't know if I should go into the details of the scene and all that because I know we're strapped for time. In other words, there was a scene where each one of the actors was showcased, and I came up and I said, "My name is Ahmed Lahim Muhammad Jackson. I'm from Harlem." And everybody starts laughing, and then I go out with a napkin. I'm like, "Did I spit on anybody when I was like ah?" But then we go into Karen Clark's, well, not Karen Clark, the Clark sisters. Is my living in vain? So you're going from 4 characters, because all of us were just unscripted. They said, okay, make up a funny character and just go out there. And before you sing, distract them to make you believe that you're just someone that they're not expecting this from. So each one of us go out and make up our own characters. My boy, Damon Horton and Gerald Latham, one of my best friends, who, if you're watching, Gerald, I need to speak to you. I miss you, brother. Not Tyrone Flowers, who I love to death. He's a Mama I Want to Sing too, but I forgot Tyrone's like Tyrone, whatever, Davis, whatever his name is. We go out there and we nail this scene and we sing, Is My Living in Vain? At the end of the show, long story short, Luther comes back to the dressing room and he wants to meet the cast. He's like, oh, y'all are amazing. And everybody's like, oh my God, Luther, and da 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 da. But he said, but listen, where is brother Ahmed Muhammad Jackson? Where is he? And And I'm sitting at my, I'm sitting there like with my face covered, like, oh my God. I said, is he calling? Is he coming back here? Because he want to be like, look, you spit all over me when you did that. But he came up to me, he was like, Ahmed. I was like, well, actually it's Ron. I shook it. He said, your tone is amazing. You remind me of me. I was like, that long pause, I'm sitting there like, tears running in my eyes almost. You have to understand, this is the same little kid from Brownsville, Brooklyn, New York, that moved to Far Rockaway, Queens, and then moved to Flatbush, went to Erasmus Hall High School, and used to cut school to study arrangements by Nat Adderley Jr. and Luther Vandross. Most kids was cutting school to be with their girlfriend and smoke weed or do whatever they were doing. I was cutting school to sit and I would sing and listen to arrangements and melodies and write all day. I had a girlfriend all through high school, so she'd cut one class for me. And she'd be like, wait a minute, I'll cut one class and you here singing. I'd be like, baby, this is going to be my future. So here, give me a kiss more. I got to go back to work. Okay. And we're still friends to this day. That's a good... But to this day, I spoke to her not too long. She's like, I don't want to ever hear another Luther Vandross song because you so bombarded me with that in high school. Mm-hmm. But now fast forward, this same little boy that was so obsessed with that got to work with Luther Vandross, got to be signed to Luther Vandross, got to be in the position where Luther was producing an album on a group. It was the four of us that you saw with Paulette McWilliams. The tape that you sent me is only three of us. There was one more. There was a show after that. That's the tape I'm promising to send you. Okay. So it was Ron Anthony, Jamily Gray, and Ricky McDonald. Those are the three that were on the tape that you sent me. There's another brother from Washington, D.C. We call him DW, Derek Watkins. Okay. When we did that second show, Luther came to that show. Luther wasn't at the show that you taped, right? Right. The second show, Luther was there, Patty was there, Roberta Flack was there, Omar Hakeem. I mean, that's why I have to send it. It was amazing. That's all. Look, the story of my life. I should have came both days. I should have been there both damn days. Oh man, because the first show was good. It wasn't. I should have been there the second show too. Yeah. Oh, the second show, brother. Let me tell you something. It was some of the same material, and then they revamped and Ivan and Paulette are musical deity to me. Yes, Ivan is, because they can sit down and do things and arrange all of the backgrounds. Like when I sent you my Christmas, all of that stuff I learned from Luther and I learned from Paulette. Wow! I learned listening to Donny Hathaway. I learned from listening to Stevie. I learned a lot from listening to what is that you play? That's what I had to do it. Yeah, but the one I really love. Christmas Wish. Is this it? Hold on. No, that's not it. No. I tried to keep the number. Christmas Wish. That's the one. This is my grown and sexy. No. That's Someday at Christmas. Stevie Wonder's version. That one right there. Yeah. With my son. I love this one. But he's 19 years old now, bigger than me. He is. I think this is the one. Oh, because that's a remix. I heard Nancy Wilson do that. Immediately, I wanted to do that. What are you doing New Year's Eve? Is this it? That's on this night. Talking about the story of Jesus when he was born. This is the one. Yeah. Okay. I believe because if it starts off with the baritone. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. That right there. When you talked about your tone. Oh yeah, that's what I was trying to, set you with Luther. Yes. You're on point with the tone because that male energy is so missed in the music business. Yeah. That Larry Graham was probably the last one that gave us that. Well, we need more. 1 in a million. That whole thing. Yeah. But you nailed it on this one. So yeah, this is a single. Okay. Wait, let's get back to the. We'll talk about the music again. Okay. Let's go continue on. So I meet Luther at that gig, and this is funny. It's prior to Paulette when he came to I want to sing. So so you were saying that Paulette when Paulette and Ivan sit down, it's magic how they put the music. They came up with some songs that I think they were well ahead of their time. And I think that I would love for them to revisit some of those tunes because they need to really be music isn't that way yet.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like people would listen to it like, oh, this no. It's not old. It hasn't happened yet.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So people will reach back for that in about 5 years from now and be like, oh, that's new. No, that's not. Y'all wasn't ready for it then.
Yeah.
It's not ready yet.
Yeah.
But they have her ability to scope backgrounds and leads and stories that the only genre of music I see that embrace that kind of talent is country music.
Yeah.
Because they tell stories. Her songs tell such vivid stories that all you have to do is close your eyes and listen. And you can see it, you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You see me moving? Moving maybe don't mind. So I was moving the frame.
Oh.
So yeah, they well, I can attest to that because when I that night was the first time I heard the music. I knew they were working on it, so I was coming in, and then I got a CD that night and played those songs. Oh, I love them. Wonderful.
Oh man,
that one. That one.
There's a bunch that they would, you know.
Teddy's got it too. I think they're doing Teddy's Got a Jam. Is it Teddy?
Yeah.
And this Paulette is just flawless. I mean, she's like, I told Ivan, I said, she's like rich, dark chocolate velvet. You know,
she doesn't hit a bad note on stage.
No.
It's not gonna happen.
No, it's like,
everything that she does is so strategically placed.
Yeah.
But she's not even placing it. It just happens.
Yeah.
That's why when you listen to some of that, it's very hard for me to listen to people out there today.
Yeah, I understand.
I hear everything wrong with it.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to be a critic because I can't. When you're in a room full of Luther Vandross and
real singers,
Paulette McWilliams and Lisa Fisher, Nikki Richards and Cindy Mizell and Fonzie Thornton and all of the people that were ever affiliated with Luther, and you learn there, you can't go back to kindergarten and be like A B C. You're like,
it's like what?
You know,
really?
Are you serious? Kevin Owens, you know,
yeah,
what
Kevin.
are you doing? Are you crazy?
Yes. And you know, I grew up on Ray Goodman and Brown.
Oh man,
must be a special lady. And when I met Kevin, I didn't know Kevin was part of that group. I didn't,
right?
You know, but I knew he was with Luther. And,
right.
So it's everything.
I mean, there's a bunch of them out there. Mike Davis, Sean Jamel, God rest his soul. There was so many vocalists out there that just Melanie Daniels.
Ron
Robinson. I can keep naming all of my buddies that are out there doing what they do. You know,
Ron Grant.
Oh boy! I sang in Mama with my Ron. He was in Mama when sang.
He was?
Yeah, that was one of my big brothers, man.
But can I tell you a little story?
Richard Hartley, Stuart Hartley.
Can I tell you?
Pierre Cook.
Can I tell you a little story?
Okay.
So I went up to the Sugar Bar. I had told the story on another interview, but I went to the Sugar Bar and I was, challenged to sing. So I said, okay, I'm gonna sing because
I didn't know you sang a little bit.
Yeah, I sing a little bit, and
a little bit.
Well, the story goes, when I was young, they said, well, you have to wait till you grow up to be an adult to sing because all the singers was adults. So when I came of age, you have to be a child to sing. So I just said, okay, let me find something else in the industry too.
Right.
But anyway, so that's when I started vocal coaching and managing and all that stuff. But so I went up to the Sugar Bar and I sang Don't Go to Strangers. It was Shaka's. And so this man walks in and he says, oh, it reminds me of Shock at the Blue Note. Now, if you remember what back then, you would know what. When that. So I was like, well, I took it as a compliment. I didn't know who he was. Then I found out later it was him. He's at the Village Underground. He's all this. And
oh, please, yeah.
I took it as a compliment. But yeah, I met him. He so then he left, and that was sad. I mean, passed away, but.
Yeah, but he was a good brother, a good nurturing brother, a brother that you you can learn something from. He taught a lot.
Yeah, especially because I went, at Village Underground. Him and Melanie Daniels. That was their.
Then Cheryl Pepsi Riley's there.
And Shirley, Cheryl Pepsi Riley, yeah.
Me and her sang background for Chico the Bars together. Yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah. That's
Digging me. What is it? Digging me. What's the Chico? Digging me.
No, my favorite was no guarantees. What?
Okay.
I think it was a bad boy. I just wanted to be part of the DeBarge family. Everybody be like, you look like a DeBarge. I'm like, just don't be lunking all light-skinned people together.
Yeah.
But so they talented family. I never got to meet Al. I want to do a record with Al, but anyway.
That would be beautiful. That'd be two Geminis.
Oh, it was nah.
Because you're a Gemini.
Guarantees. Yes.
You're a Gemini.
June 16th, yeah.
And L is a Gemini.
When's Al's birthday?
I don't know the date, but he's a Gemini.
Okay, me and Tupac 16. So
but
me and Gerald, Eddie Levert,
Oh, he was a Gemini too? Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, same day. I love Eddie. That's my buddy.
Wow. Prince is Gemini too, right?
He's June 7th. Yeah.
June 7th, yeah, same as my aunt. Rest in peace.
I'm a Christian, so we don't really believe in signs.
Oh, you don't believe in that? Yeah.
But you know what?
Okay, I do.
Ron Isley.
I'm a Christian and I do. No, I'm just kidding.
Because all that is all that.
I know, but it's just play. But yeah, it's good to know there's personality traits.
Well, yeah.
There are some. They could be, but it's a good thing. But anyway, I digress.
God is good. God
is beautiful. He put all 12 of us here. to try to run this world,
Right.
I think we're doing okay.
Right.
Could be doing a lot better.
Well, that's up to us.
The whole planet.
That's up to us.
Yeah, we all have to get along to be along. But so back to the more so Paulette and
Ivan,
and the second night at Joe's Pub, and then. What happened?
When you see that tape, I gotta send it to you. See, after this, I gotta send it to you.
Please do, because I can maybe highlight some of it in the show,
right?
And, so people can see what we're talking about.
Yeah.
If I'm going to use some clips from the first night.
That night was particularly special because I think
the second or the first.
The second.
Okay.
Because Paulette had all of the people that were so dear to her. I mean, they were people that were dear to her in the first show.
But you want to have the. It's like the soft opening of a store. You want to have the first night as a soft opening because that was the first time they got you.
Well, she would have did the same thing in the second show. I mean, in the first show, she did the second if those people were there. I think that she was warming it up. When the second show happened, imagine having all the people that you admire and all the people that love you and all the people that inspired you, and you kind of put another foot forward.
Yeah.
Oh, she did her. She always do a thing. Oh, that second show, other man, and then she showcased everybody. You remember that song we were doing? Just a story, where all the musicians got to do their thing. In the clip that she let the singers go this time in the second show.
She like gave y'all the shot, gave y'all the spotlight.
I mean, they got theirs too, and Nat was in the band, of course. But oh, baby, when they let them vocalists go. See, she let us go in the first thing when we did that Heaven by solo. I got heaven right. That second show, she just gave us a solo on that. Oh, baby. We showed ourselves. You hear me?
Yeah.
Every sister in the room, I was singing, damn. I'm like, you were who baby. It was something else. But anyway, I'm going to send it to you.
Yeah.
But I say all that to say that Luther saw in those four guys, because he already had Paulette in his camp, that was vintage.
Yeah.
And that's the group that he signed. That's the group that sang background for him when we did Brian Gumbel's morning show. That's the group that he intended to produce a record on. And he had plans for each one of us. He was going to start with Ronnie Hill, right? He said, okay, each one of y'all are going to have solo careers. And when we do the next thing, if we do this again and you show the part where they showcase the vocals, you understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. Each one of us were lead singers.
Okay.
But he wanted to do it in a certain way and in a certain order. And I'm not, if the other guys see that, be like, oh, you trying to say that? No, I'm not trying to say nothing. I'm just trying to say
that you just trying to say what Luther said.
Yeah.
That's all.
And we were going to do it, but he was going to start with he was going to start with rock. He was going to, and I'm happy that I had the opportunity to just be able to call a brother friend. Never mind what I learned from him musically. He was a good cat. I'd call him and just be like, man, ain't no gigs, and I want to sing. He was like, so why ain't you singing then? You don't need no audience. You sing. He said, go out on the corner and just start singing. I bet you have an audience. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, but who just walks out and does that? He said, somebody that really wants to sing. See, that's the kind of mentoring he gave me. So there was a point when I would say that he's my mentor, and the estate would be like, well, that you can't really cease and desist from, because a lot of people try to
capitalize
on his name, and that's never. He told me one time, he said, you sound a lot like me because we have similar tones, but never walk in my shadow, because there are things that you can do that I can't do.
Right.
I'm like, ain't nothing I can do you can't do. He said, bruh, when you can go from there's no breaking your voice from soprano to baritone, he can't do that. And I'm like, but you could if you wanted to. He said, well, I don't want to, but even if I could, the fact that you have command of that. And he was only saying all these things. I'm not saying this to make people think I'm talking about me. I'm just telling you what he said.
Oh, no, they get it.
To have command of that capacity, and it not, one of the things he loved about me is I only wanted to sing.
Mm-hmm.
We'd be, oh man, let's, we at his record release party, and the bar is there, and the women are there, and this is there, and that and there. And Luther was like, all right, well, stick close to me, because every time somebody see me, they'll see you. All right, I'm gonna stay with you. He said, you want a drink? I said, I don't know. After we finish this, we're gonna go to the after party. No, I'm gonna go back. After what I've learned tonight, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna start writing.
Yeah.
I'm that dude. Like, I don't care about all of that. I don't care about all that. I don't.
Yeah.
I have my drink in the studio when I'm by myself drinking. But if I'm out in the public and I don't care about the pretty girls, there's plenty of pretty girls. Pretty girls get you in trouble.
Okay.
Unless you only need one. Problem starts when you get more than one, and sometimes one is enough of it. That gets you in trouble. My intention with the gift that God gave me is to share it with the world, but not only to share it, give them something that reflects him, even if I'm not singing gospel, and brings them home with some love in their heart.
Enjoy.
That changes their perspective.
Yeah.
And if you're not being a blessing, you're being a curse.
And that's exactly what it's about. It's about that. I mean, and that's what separates real from all the other stuff out there.
Right. Right.
It's music. Music is good for the soul. It's good for the mind.
It's medicine.
Body. It's healing. Yeah. It's all of that. If you're down, it's a pick you up. It's a pick you up. It's all of that. It's if you're facing.
How many songs do you remember from when you was a little boy? And tell me why you remember. Because they made you feel good.
Yes, feel good. Even
do good.
Do good.
Be good.
Be good.
Feel good, do good, be good. That's the new mantra. Feel good, do good, be good.
And smell good and look good.
Yeah, and look good and act good. And eat good. If you're doing good, can anybody get anything bad from that?
Nope.
Then that's why he gave it to you.
Yeah.
Not to go out there and get as many hoes as you can get.
Yeah.
Or talk about how many niggas you done killed. Okay. Congratulations, bro. You're successfully writing your transcript into hell.
Yeah, that's I call that programming.
Well, that's a programming. You said that because the industry programs things to lead to that, because
in certain race groups.
Some folks know they ain't got no chance to get into heaven at all, so they gonna get everything they can get while they're here.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't mind taking a whole bunch of us with them.
Mm-hmm.
I say the ones that know better, do better.
Do better.
Don't let them lead. There ain't nothing fascinating about somebody getting all of that stuff, and then you hear about them getting killed, or they overdose, or they unhappy. And versus the one that was humble. And just sang and some of the, but those are the cats that don't get as much fame. So are you in it for the fame or you in it for the impact? I'm in it for the impact. That's why I see all the gray hair in my face. If I would have did what some of these labels asked me to do, I would have been a household name.
Yeah, because those fame, a lot of those people, fame doesn't equal wealth. It doesn't equal resources.
Oh no,
it doesn't equal longevity.
Put it this way. Charles Manson, famous.
Yeah, and he rotted in prison. He was in prison,
and he got beat to death. He was famous.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer was famous.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a
Malcolm X was famous. And because he was trying to preach something good, what did they do to him? They had to get him out of here. Martin Luther King was famous.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali was famous. A lot of people didn't like because he had a big mouth. But when he was talking about the rights of his people and he gave up his title and all that, he had to change the perspective. See, he was just being boisterous to sell tickets so you come to the fight.
Yeah.
But then you realize that because he wouldn't compromise he wouldn't
capitulate. And he wouldn't capitulate to those racist white people back then. And it was a very racist.
Well, racist white people and racist black people too. There were some people that were black. They'd be like, he's wrong.
Yeah.
There's some very famous athletic people that I can say that, they said, Cassius, they wouldn't call him by his right name. Cassius should be very happy. He's making a very good living in America. So he should be very happy with the fact that he has all the opportunities that he has. And people that know that quote know who I'm talking about. I'm not saying anything bad about the brother, but the perspective of that says that you're not supposed to question master.
Yeah,
if he's allowed you to get that food off of the table, you accept that food and don't talk about nothing else. Them good white folk. You don't. The master, good master. When he was saying, "Why would I go over there and fight people that never called me nigga, never oppressed me? I don't have freedom here. I'm going to go fight against people that are fighting for their freedom, and I'm not free here."
Yeah.
So there's a whole lot of different ways that you can look at things. Colin Kaepernick, a lot of people like this. They didn't understand why he took the knee. Now with everything that's happened, another brother just got killed yesterday. Did you hear? Brother shot 4 times in the chest in Texas.
No, I didn't catch that. I guess it'll be all.
You'll hear about it. That's why I wrote that song, Yet Another Brother. I'll send that to you. I wrote that for George Floyd.
I was just playing that before we got on.
Yet Another Brother?
Yeah, I'll play it on here. That and I like that. That's powerful. And it was more what was perplexing to me was how these dummies couldn't understand why he took the knee. Or pretended not to understand, or refused to understand, and then they create this whole manufactured false narrative.
They don't want us to eat. That's why they want to eat.
And it was like, oh wow, because what they did do was they opened folks' eyes who had a brain and expose that, it is a plantation. And
raising consciousness is bad for business. Don't you understand that?
Yeah, because you're right. For the kind of business,
consciousness is bad for business. If we can go into the pharmaceutical, okay, Dr. Sebi. I'm gonna say that.
Remember him.
Our lives are in jeopardy now.
Okay, well,
don't for everything that was possible. And when he started to reveal that, and people started to take that philosophy on, they had to get rid of that brother because now that's bad for business. Now the pharmaceutical companies don't have the impact that they could have. Now he was in a small community, but it was growing.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do to something that you don't want to grow? You dig it up, you cut it out, you eliminate it.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain aspects of things that that massacre that happened in I guess it was Buffalo when the guy went up there and shot. Blah, blah.
Into the grocery stores.
Into Walmart or where was it? Shot a bunch of people, killed a bunch of people. What they didn't tell you, there was a brother that had come up with a steam engine vehicle where you no longer needed petroleum to power your car. It ran on water.
Mm-hmm.
Patented it. He was in that area.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. The people that died around him were just collateral damage. He was the target. This is a very dangerous podcast you're doing right here on this.
Okay, well, we did change the subject. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. But let's get back to the music. So, because you can sing.
Yeah.
You're a singer.
Right. But my singing has to be pointed toward the direction of enlightening people. That's why.
Well, keep talking. Because I ain't scared of them people.
Right.
It's my
so when people hear it, they be like, how come I haven't heard this? How come Because when I get to the meetings, because I've gotten all the way to I'm in the meetings, and they hear this right here, they be like, okay. He's not going for the 360 deal. He's not going for not owning his masters. You got a record label is a distribution situation. So your job is to make sure that the public hears it and promote it.
And that's it.
And I'm the vessel of the resources that's if they're not satisfied with only getting their portion of your creativity, they want it all.
They want all of yours. And then
they make it sparkly and shiny. I'll make you a star. You're already a star, whether anybody hears about you because of what you possess. They can't make no money if you don't give them no content, but they make you feel as though you're beholden to them with the content so that they can make your star. So the song that you write was beautiful when you came up with it. Mm-hmm. And you give it to them and they put some other people around it and whatever. And they say, okay, we got to, that's why they always say we got to change this. They ain't really changing it. Change that word, change this word, blah, blah. It's all your concept though. And then they put it out to the world and they have the ability to play it on the radio, even if it's a song you hate, they play it until you love it. Because they control the airways.
Yeah.
Now you're a big star, they make all this money. Now they say, well, if it wasn't for us playing it and putting it out there, nobody would ever heard this song. That's a lie because Master P sells stuff out the trunk of his car and sell millions. But they're going to take it global, so they make it bigger, but they make you feel as though they're responsible.
Yeah, they made it happen.
Now they are to a certain degree in terms of just being able to be like if you have a cupcake that you make and you put it in one wall bounds and it sells, then they're gonna put it in all the wall bounds across the world. It tasted good when everybody was buying in that one wall bounds, right? It tasted good when you were selling in your neighborhood to your neighbors. So only thing you did was let them make some money off of what you already knew was good.
Yeah.
So why they own your career now? Why they own your name? Why is it no longer Ron Anthony cupcake? Now it's Wallbound's cupcake and they're going to give you a quarter of what you deserve. Why are you going to go for that? That's what independent artists and independent labels and independent things are happening now. But you know how many people died on welfare? Because the labels would not give them their royalties. Morris Levy would steal. Frankie Lyman wasn't the only one. And then when he finally got what he was supposed to get, it was a quarter of what it was, and because he did, and it's already been. They understand the law.
Yeah.
This music thing is bigger than just getting in there and singing. Unfortunately, it should be much bigger than that. That's why I say let's take it back to the days when we get out in the field and everybody come out there and everybody pay $5 coming to the gate. And if you want a CD with vinyl, is vital. Yeah. These CDs and streaming and all that, you don't have no control over who you sit. If I send you the Christmas album and you decide you're gonna send it to 100 of your friends and don't tell me, 100 of your friends will have the album and I won't know nothing about it. Mm-hmm. Now they did pirating and vinyl, of course. You know they would print up bootleg records and blah 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 blah. But at least there were some hard copies that you could account for. You can't even account for one. You can't account for a stream because now they got robots that you can put it on there and you say you got 100,000 streams. How many of those are really authentic streams? Other than the algorithm that you send them in and it just plays it over and over again. That's why the music is suffering. That's why the culture is suffering. That's why the DJs play and the artists don't. When you go to a wedding, you got a live band. Now we got a DJ. You can play every artist you want to hear. Not the same. And artists at the food stamp artist, at food stamp office. And dealing with being homeless because there's no more value. That's why they go overseas and never come back because they go over there and they can still work. Yeah, because their value is I'm 2 seconds from being there by myself, but I love my people here. I can't abandon that. It's a whole new world over there. So I tell new artists, I say, well, you're gonna have to
you're gonna have to carve out and strategize and try a couple of other avenues to do what you do.
The avenues until it's a little tiny boulevards at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because they realize, you know,
it is a tiny boulevard. You know, it's still. I'm still waiting for the shoe to drop on this whole streaming thing. It's a little something happened with Spotify. I was one of the ones.
The crazy part is we have the power to do that. If an artist says, an artist of note says, I'm not putting anything in any digital format. I'm only doing records. If you want to hear my shit, you got to go buy it.
And we need to because when I say the shoe to drop, it's just like, where is the money going? These you know, you have DistroKid, you have CD Baby. And then the only way you can put it out to iTunes and all of them is you have to go through one of them, and then you have to wait and see what comes back. And it's not tangible.
What they sell versus what they tell you they sold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what comes
Bring back the record shop.
There you go.
You can go in there and and I remember when you could go in there and you see the album covers and it was like going to to Bloomingdale's. You just see colors.
You just don't know.
The Mandrill album covers used to love.
Oh my God. Yes.
The artwork. It was like, now imagine how many people are unemployed. Now all the cats that used to do all the artwork for the album covers and all the artists and the photographers that took it. There ain't no jacket on no digital download.
Yeah, no.
It's a graphic artist that's sitting there with paint and painting something or putting a naked girl on there and a button up in the air. And Instagram I love to sell. But
I have to tell you, you know, the vinyl is back, and I put my turntable and I go up to the one of the larger record stores here in my area. And it is packed. And
what's the name of the record store?
CD Warehouse is one of them, and it's just full of albums. I mean, and it's so many people in there. So I bought, and then I noticed like the newer artists are releasing vinyl because I see their vinyls. Now, of course, the vinyls is $25, some of them $30, but it's okay. But vinyl is underground, but it's
I have some ideas for bringing that back and resurging that in such a way that if somebody is really interested, I'm going to say this: if someone's really interested, I have a way to make vinyl take over digital, and if you're interested, holla at me.
Okay.
And you'll make $1 billion. I have a concept that is because the only way that this music is ever gonna be saved is if you take it back to its authenticity.
Yeah,
you can't reinvent the wheel.
It's right behind me. That's George Clinton's album.
Okay,
one of the albums I would. But yeah, and I take the vinyl, play it, and I have
The great part about that is that it affects every genre. Any genre,
it plays
you have more control when you have vinyl copies.
But the sound is even better. And audio.
Well, digital is clearer, but how much clarity do you really need in terms of the authenticity of the way that it was? I don't want to hear perfect. Yeah. I want to hear I want to hear that
the actual.
When you go to the concert, it ain't perfect. But I tell you what, how many concerts can you remember for the rest of your life? And how many records have you heard that you don't even remember after you heard it? There's something authentic in the presence of that. Never mind cleaning it up. Sometimes dirty is good. And it ain't. I don't want to say that it's dirty, but it's like you want to hear the smokier aspects of it. Like, you know, you want to hear. Nobody want to taste fish that's fried and they don't taste a little fry on it. Otherwise, you just bake it and then you ain't got to worry about, no tasting the oil. I want some grits and some grease in my stuff.
You said some grits and some grease. I
got, back in the days, you get the grits and you put a little sausage gravy on your grits and you stir that up. And, we used to mix everything together in a bowl when we were kids and just eat because you got a flavor of everything. It was a bouquet of flavor. Don't nobody want nothing. You just when you want to just eat. Put some grits in your bowl and don't put no salt and pepper. And just eat grits. Yeah, that crispy. You want to hear that?
Yeah, you can hear that crisp.
Yeah. There are records that they sample that sound just to make it sound like that. So why not just do it the same way? I get busy with that analog sound, 8 tracks, man. You put that thing on, put some headphones on, and smoke a joint and listen to it.
Yeah.
Not that I'm advocating smoking joints.
Yeah, I don't. But I get the point.
You understand what I mean? Yeah, like, because it takes you somewhere where you can really hone in.
Yeah. But what I was saying is that it's a whole movement. I discovered this a couple of years ago, and it's grown. So yeah, vinyl is still happening. I mean, so I decided to get this Audio Technica because it this particular one has where you can plug it into your computer, and you can record the vinyl into Audacity, and so you can. And then you can download it as a WAV or MP3. And the reason why I did that is because then I get to master. I get to increase the volume of the tracks.
Oh, okay.
So then when I play it in the car, it's really loud.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm moving into the house there.
Okay.
Crazy out there. I want to make sure we have the integrity of this podcast. Be as professional as possible. So
no, it was groovy. I mean, if you're groovy out there, okay. So all right, I'm here. Okay, so but I get So if anybody wants, they'll know how to reach you. I'll make sure.
Put some links or something that'll get them to be able to do what they need to do.
Yeah.
Just
so.
By the way, hey baby.
Vintage soul. Okay, I'll wait to get
Vintage
there.
Soul Experience?
Yeah.
My room. I'm going up to my studio now in the loft of the Ron Anthony estate here.
Beautiful. Ron Anthony.
Let me see. Ooh. She done knocked the light down. Hold on a second.
Okay.
I was gonna be a veterinarian, so I got all these animals and stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that if you what were your aspirations?
Well, coming out of high school, I was gonna go to Cornell for veterinary medicine.
Okay.
I got my first gig going overseas with Mama I Want to Sing, and I was like, okay, I'll come back next semester.
And do it.
and then after that semester, it was like, okay, we're going to Austria, Switzerland, and Germany. I'm like, okay, well, I'll come back next semester. So,
well, tell us about the Austria. Tell us about the first trip and the second trip and the third trip. I mean, from the time you got on the plane, was this your first time on the plane? The hotels, was there a culture shock when you got to these places? Memorable experiences?
Oh wow! Let me see. Mama I Want to Sing was one of the things that in my career defined my ability to see the difference. I'll say it that way. The difference in the way that Black people are treated in America. The difference in how artists are appreciated. Traveling overseas, you begin to understand the difference in how some things that we deem so important here in this country, in terms of economics and getting a good job and blah, 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 and, sustain yourself and pull yourself up by your own bootstraps and all those things in terms of music now. I'm a jazz man, so I got that jazz, but it gave me an appreciation for people loving people. And I don't say that in terms of, okay, Europe is white folk and okay, I'm embracing the white culture or anything like that. I'm just saying that because there were Black people there too. Like, contrary to what people want to believe, when you travel to Europe, you're not just encountering Caucasian people. There's brothers that are over there in the military. There are brothers that were born there, that lived there the same way that, United States was a country of natives before the Europeans came over here and took over all the land and all the property and called themselves Americans.
Yeah.
It was indigenous people here first. Christopher Columbus didn't discover a damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
He thought he was in India. That's why he called the people that he encountered Indians. So he didn't know what the hell he was doing in the first place. And those people were Native American, but not. See, America was named after Americanus, some cat. America was a continent that he ended up on. I don't know what the name of it was then, if it needed a name. Didn't even really need a name.
Yeah. You there?
But what it was for me, in terms of, see, now these phones, what it was in terms for me was, imagine a little boy from Brownsville, Brooklyn, New York. Mike Tyson grew up around the corner from me. The hood in the 70s.
Yeah, it was different. New York was different then.
There was a gang back then called the Tomahawks. That was killing things. It wasn't the Crips and the Bloods, or the Tomahawks in Brownsville back in those days. And, all kind of, little, what I want to call black mercenary gangs. They weren't there to disturb the community. They were there to disturb the establishment.
Yeah. Because
there were certain things that were happening that were not fair. And that's how the Bloods and the Crips even started. It was about policing the police. But then they introduced certain other aspects, not them, but the powers that be introduced drugs and everything else, and that infiltrated what they were trying to do positively and whatever. So going back to what your question is, when I got over there, I started to encounter people who loved the music of the time that was before their time, and a lot of these artists that were not able to work here were able to go there and sustain a career. Alexander O'Neal go to London. He was a big star.
Yeah.
Well, after what his success would be deemed successful here in this country.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciation for music and art and certain things there, that the jazz artists used to say it all the time. We're like, man, they'd go over there and they would treat it like kings.
Like king royalty.
I'm not a boy there. I'm a man.
Yeah. Why come back over here with these idiots?
But they love, it's hard to abandon where you're from. Yeah. But you go where you're appreciated.
Yeah, and can make your money.
You did.
So you gotta make some money.
Yeah.
In the process.
And then when you make your money over there, that was the other thing that the euro was worth much more than the dollar.
So yeah.
So when we go over there, we get our little per diem and we exchange the money, and I'm getting less than I gave you. I'll be like, just hold on now.
You get more back. Yeah.
Like, what if I was getting paid in euros, and then when I transfer it to the dollar, I got more? Like you transfer 100 euros, you're not getting $100 back. You're gonna get 100 plus some other. So America, greatest country in the world, if you want to say that, but your money, if you want to deal with see the way that they deal with us in dollars and cents, okay, let's deal in dollars and cents. When I would put in $100 and I'm in Japan, which I've been several times, and I give them $100 of my money, and I'm only getting 80 or 80 yen. Wait a minute, that means your money worth more than my money. So when you keep telling me that this other place is the greatest place in the world, then I gotta say, I gotta call BS on that. Yeah. Wait, hold on 1 quick second.
Okay.
Hello? Hey, Brian, I'm doing a podcast real fast. Can I hit you right back? Oh, you didn't? Okay, I'm going to do that right after this. I'll explain with the podcast and all that, because you don't know about my music career thing. Anything. I'll tell you about that in a second. But as soon as I finish this, I'll hit you. Okay. Thank you, my brother. Bye. Yeah.
Okay. I'll edit that out.
Yeah. So my travels enlightened me to know that there's a difference in the way that we're treated as human beings and as artists.
Yeah.
And traveling there changed me, not to make me want to move there, but to make me want to embrace there and here to connect so that, you know, this music can affect people globally, and maybe some of the good attributes that I learned there and that the people have there can connect with some of the things that are here, and we can make this. The goal for me is let's just try to make this place a better place, because we got to be here. We ain't go. Where we gonna go to Mars? You know, I know yesterday they're doing sending all that stuff up there. Okay, but we here.
Yeah, we're right here.
Just try to, and we have so much fun together. And love one another. But there's so many entities and so much programming going on to counteract all of the things that make you feel as though it's not possible, and it is.
Yeah, and it definitely is, and we have to look out for the little ones too, to make sure that they have a, you know.
You can already see how they programming them from the jump. My kids in school already have programs and clubs and this and that I'm like, okay, they don't have a sexuality yet. Why are you introducing alternative sexualities? I have no problem with anybody being whomever they are in terms of their sexuality, gay, straight, lesbian, blah, blah, blah. But I find it that when you are starting to introduce those like they took sex education out of schools at one point. But,
and now
they're introducing these clubs that are teaching kids about alternate lifestyles of their sexuality. But remember, they don't even understand biology of their bodies yet, and you've already started to program them with another way of thinking of how to use their body, versus even telling them what their penis is for, what their vagina is for. But this is what you can do with it also. Okay, wait. You didn't tell me what it's for first. Can we A, B, C, D, E, F, G?
Yeah.
You don't go C, F, G, Z, B, K, M. You know, I just believe that everybody has a choice to be whom they are. And I was talking to one of my friends that has a child that I knew from a very early age that they had whatever it was that they, you know, that made them who they are and who they were when they got here. And some people would, that's a big debate in America right now in terms of the sexuality of children and whether that's a choice or whether it's not a choice. I don't want to get really deep on it. But my thing is, regardless of their sexuality and regardless of all of those things, we still have a responsibility as human beings to respect each other.
That's true, yeah. And I also think that the schools, I mean, if it's children, then, you know, that topic shouldn't even be broached, you know, in school.
I think that
at least,
there's an agenda involved.
At least not without parental consent. And if the parent doesn't consent, then it doesn't happen.
Well, it's become something that they've taken out of the parents' hands, and this is what it's going to be, whether you like it or not. If you don't like it, send your kid to another school.
Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to tune in for another exciting and fun-filled episode. You do not want to miss it. Follow me on Instagram at NoneOtherThan NIGEL. Like and subscribe on Facebook. Interested in being a guest on our show or have a topic or show idea in mind for me to consider? Just head over to NoneOtherThanNIGEL.com.